Welcome everyone. Shakotham. I'm Larry Hirschman, and I've known Gabe since he was born. No mic? Hello? So I hope you enjoyed the ceremony tonight. Welcome everyone. Shakotham. I'm Larry Hirschman. I've known Gabe Pinkney since he was born. And as a matter of fact, his parents, Pam and Fred, introduced me to my wife in 1979. It's been my supreme pleasure to get to know dear sweet Shefa. And she and Gabe have given me the great honor and privilege of master of ceremonying tonight's proceedings. And before we proceed, they have two requests of you. As Fayed requested, please silence your cell phones. And secondly, please practice COVID-safe displays of greeting and affection. You can wave, you can smile, you can bump elbows, you can play charades, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just no kissing. The only kissing should be Gabe and Shefa. And hopefully with each other. To start, I'd like to explain the traditional Jewish wedding canopy here, the chuppah, and it's a cloth covering with 4 poles, and they symbolize the new home that the newlyweds will build together. And its openness represents the tents of the ancient biblical character Abraham, who kept his tents open at all times to make sure that visitors knew they were welcome. And we're gathered here at the Women's Club of Chevy Chase, and Gabe and Shefa picked this venue not only because it's such a beautiful space, but because of the club's community efforts to provide funding for women and girls. And speaking of which, I just have to mention Shefa's incredible and impressive dedication to helping people around the world, especially women and children. And then Gabe has found his calling as a compassionate supporter and friend of senior citizens in Rockville. And I think what you have here are the very best of macro and micro caring for humanity. Gabe and Shefa are fortunate to have their families here today, especially patriarchs Phyllis Summers and Mosana Manan. We also want to recognize those who are no longer with us. Even though they're not here, they're with us in spirit, and that includes Gabe's grandfathers, Irving Pinkney and Reggie Summers, his grandmother, Gertrude Pinkney, and his cousin, Faggy Kaplan. And now I'll invite Abir Sikder, brother of the bride, to offer remembrances of Shefa's family.
Thank you, everybody. Today, we honor our maternal grandfather, Dr. Mohammed Abdul Manan, our paternal grandparents, Saira Begum and Razab Ali Sikder. We also honor our aunts, Shomima Parvin Kushi and Momotaz Kashem, and uncles, Leakot Ali Sikder and Shoykot Hossein. We are thinking of them today, and please keep them in your memories, for they are here with us always, for our love and for our family. Thank you. And in a moment, we will display a recording from Shefa's Nanu, her grandmother on her mother's side, here up on stage.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম। শেফার জন্য এই অনুষ্ঠানে, শেফার এই অনুষ্ঠানে আমি যে উপস্থিত আছি, সেজন্য আমি আল্লাহর কাছে অনেক কৃতজ্ঞ যে আমি এটা দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে শেফার যেমন একটা শেফার জন্য এরকম জীবন আমি সবসময় কামনা করতাম, তা আল্লাহ সেরকমভাবে যে আমাকে দেখাচ্ছেন, সেজন্য আমি আল্লাহর কাছে আমি অনেক কৃতজ্ঞ, অনেক কৃতজ্ঞ। এবং সঙ্গে সঙ্গে এটাও আমার জন্য অনেক বেশি একটা সৌভাগ্য যে গ্যাব্রিয়েলও এই ধরনের শেফার মতো সেবামূলক কাজে ব্যাপৃত থাকে। এবং এইটাই আমি সবসময় আশা করতাম, সেবা যাতে মানুষের জন্য কাজ করে এবং মানবতার সেবা করতে পারে। তো আল্লাহর কাছে আল্লাহ সেটা করেছেন। আমি ওদের জন্য ওদের দীর্ঘজীবন কামনা করি এবং ওদের জীবনের সুখ এবং স্বাচ্ছন্দ্য আমি আল্লাহর কাছে প্রার্থনা করি। আর ওরা যেন আল্লাহর পথে থেকে সবসময় আল্লাহকে সন্তুষ্টি রেখে জীবনযাপন করতে পারে, আমি এই দোয়াই করছি সবসময়। আমি আমাদের সব কাজে আরম্ভ করার আগে আমাদেরকে সূরা ফাতিহা এবং বিসমিল্লাহ শরীফ করে শুরু করতে আল্লাহ আমাদেরকে নির্দেশ দিয়েছেন। আমরা সেই আল্লাহর নির্দেশ অনুসারে আমরা সব কাজে সূরা ফাতিহা করে আমরা শুরু করি এবং আমরা মনের শান্তিও পাই। Before we start anything, we start in the name of Allah. Anticipating the journey will be smoother as Shefa Gabriel embarking on a journey. My blessing with the help of Allah for them to have a happy life. So the Surah Fatiha that I have selected to recite on this happy occasion. Our Holy Book Quran itself starts with the Surah Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. All praises is for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, the most merciful, the master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those who have blessed, and those who are displeased, displeased with all those who are astray. Amen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله ملائكته كتبه رسوله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسوله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار صلى الله تعالى وقنا عذاب النار এটুকুই আর বাকি তো দোষ বিয়া সবই আজমাইন হে রহমতক ইয়া আরহামার রাহিমিন হে আল্লাহ আমরা যাব না হে আল্লাহ তুমি আমাদেরকে দুনিয়াতেও আমাদেরকে তুমি শান্তি দান করো এবং আখিরাতেও আমাদেরকে শান্তি দান করো হাসানা মানে শান্তি বা আমাদের জন্য সুখ শান্তি দান করো Dear friends and family, I could not be here although in spirit I am with you all the way. তোমরা যারা আজকে আসতে পেরেছো তাদের প্রতি আমার আন্তরিক ধন্যবাদ এবং আল্লাহর কাছে আমার কৃতজ্ঞতা জানাচ্ছি। আল্লাহ হাফিজ।
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, শুভ সন্ধ্যা এবং সবাইকে স্বাগতম, আসসালামু আলাইকুম. As you all know, I'm Shefa's uncle from Kentucky, and I would like to begin by expressing my deep appreciation to all of you as we gather together to welcome and be a part of this wonderful occasion and bless this wonderful couple. You look great. I have been asked to translate a few portions of my beloved mother, who could not be a part of us here, but she is really earning to be a part of this for a long, long time. That video is very compelling, and a central part of her theme is she has been and she still continues to be a source of inspiration and support for the entire family. She has done and she continued to be a source of endless support to people in dire need and distress. And this has been a central part of her theme. And that's why she likes and she loves both these couples so much. You all have learned and seen and heard from Shefa being a wonderful person in terms of her meeting out, reaching for the distressed people, equally Gabe in his own capacity in a different way, especially for the elderly. And this got a special touch and meaning to me personally because I'm involved in a field as a physician where I also am very much passionate for the geriatrics elderly people. My mother wanted to speak a first portion of the speech specifically where she really reached out and said she is very much appreciative and likes the couple because of that. It's been wonderful. It's been an honor to be a part of the occasion for all of us. And I personally, I know Shefa since she has, and I've seen her right from the very childhood and to which she is now as a beautiful young lady with all the responsibility she has taken, and she has really reached out with all the pride, and we are very proud of her. She has been the link for the family at any time, any occasion, any anniversary. You can tell it. I'm very bad at forgetting dates, especially occasions. But all I have to is just touch and reach out to Shefa, and she's going to connect everybody for that. So thank you, Shefa, and we wish you all the very best. Gabe, what can I tell you? I have known him for a very short period of time, but he has been a really wonderful, simple, and very easy to connect, and extremely generous, and also he is a very nice person to get to and get used to. And he and me, I mean, when I met him for the first time, I have barely known him, but once we started connecting and talked, we just went on for hours and hours together. We could go for hours together, but that was, of course, we had to stop at some point, but he is an extremely good person at that. So, you know, we have a wonderful family. Everybody is very proud of you, and we are very happy to have you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to this wonderful couple, and we are very honored and very happy to be a part. Thank you. We all wish the very best of you.
Thank you so much. And now would Lee Stern please come forward? 7 is a holy number in Judaism, and Lee will now sing his rendition of the 7 Jewish blessings.
So these are 7 blessings that ultimately celebrate the community, giving joy, support, peaceful love, harmonic love to the beautiful Chatan, groom, and Kala, bride. So it begins with a lot of blessings. There are a lot of amens. You're welcome to sing amen with me since there's 7 blessings, a lot of amens. And then we'll culminate in a kind of faster part where you're welcome to clap along, and there's a la part. But then you'll hear the word simcha a lot, which is joy. So participate as you wish, or just look at this couple. This is about divinity. It's about creation. We see the divinity within both Shefa and Gabe and their creation of a new bond. And afterwards, Dina will speak a beautiful translation of the words for us. So Lisa's going to give me an F. Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol bara lichvodo amen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer hadam amen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam אשר יצר האדם בצלמו, בצלם דמות תבניתו, והתקין לו ממנו בניין עד עד. ברוך אתה אדוני, יוצר האדם, יוצר האדם. אמן, 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 אמן. סוס תסיס ותגלה הכרה, וקיבוץ בניך לתוכה בשמחה. ברוך אתה אדוני משמח ציון בבניה. אמן, 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 אמן. שמח תשמח רעים אהובים, כשמחך יצירך בגן עדן מקדם. ברוך אתה אדוני משמח חתן וכלה. אמן, 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 אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, מלך העולם. אשר ברא ששון ושמחה, חתן וכלה. גילה רינה דיצה וחדווה ואחווה ושלום ורעות. מהרה אדוני אלוהינו. ישמע בערי יהודה ובחוצות ובחוצות ירושלים. ובחוצות ובחוצות, all over the streets of Jerusalem. ירושלים. Here we go. כל ששון וכל שמחה, כל חתן וכל כלה. 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 La 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 la. כל מצווה לחתנים לחופתם לחופתם, ונרים ממשתה נגינתם נגינתם. La 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai v'sameach chatan im hakala. Amen, 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 amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, melech haolam. Borei pari hagafen, borei pari hagafen. Amen, 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 amen. Amen, amen.
That was lovely, Lee. Thank you so much. And, oh, yes, here you are. Okay.
I'm sorry, were you going to introduce me? Please introduce me.
Please introduce. Okay. This is Shefa's cousin, Fauzi Ha-Hatzan.
The seven blessings. The seven blessings. Blessed is the one who created the fruit of the vine. Bless the two of you who come out of long traditions of struggling to find out what it is to be human. May you be full of the wine of life. May the life force and the knowledge of the human heart always be with you. Blessed is the one. All creation mirrors your splendor and reflects your radiance. Bless the two of you. May the two of you know that all beauty comes from the great heart, and may you always live in radiance. Blessed is the one who created human beings. Bless the two of you. May you know it all, joy and struggle, beauty and sorrow, sweat, tears, solitude, companionship, laughter, and ecstasy. May your marriage be strong enough to support you to experience whatever you must as you come to know yourselves and each other and to discover the entire range of your humanity in the process of your soul making. Blessed is the one who created us in the divine image, so we may live, love, and perpetuate life. Bless the two of you. May you delight in the wonder and impossibility of the fact that you are so similar and so different. May the difficulty and enormous pleasure of being a man and woman continually fascinate and engage you and be the source of your bonding. Blessed is the one who brings people together and unites the divided. In joy, we have come to witness this marriage of many cultures. It is said that everyone gets married at a wedding. Bless the two of you who bring us together through your union today. Blessed is the one who rejoices the love between these two people as the very first love in the garden. Bless the two of you who recreate the world for us and for yourselves. May your love be as old and as new as the first love, and may you also bring new life in all its forms into the world. Blessed is the creation of joy and celebration, lover and beloved, gladness and jubilation, pleasure and delight, love and solidarity, friendship and peace. Soon may we hear in the streets of the city and the paths of the fields the voice of joy, the voice of gladness, the voice of a lover, the voice of beloved, the triumphant voice of lovers from the canopy, and the voice of youths from their fists of song. Blessed is the joy of lovers, one with another.
Thank you so much, Fozia. And now, Shefa's cousin, Raya Manan, will come to explain the next portion of the ceremony.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations. So I'm here to talk about one of my favorite Bengali traditions. I don't know if you wanted to do Risma. Do you want us to put the veil over you? Okay. So the Rusmat ceremony is one of many wonderful traditions that are observed in a Bangladeshi wedding. It is a personal favorite of mine, and I'm delighted to share its significance as I witness my dear sister, Shefa, marry Gabriel. I like calling him Gabriel sometimes. So today we celebrate the best of both Gabriel and Shefa's heritages. Much like the unity within diversity that makes their relationship balanced and beautiful, the traditions that we will observe today were chosen by the bride and the groom as they join lives together. Unlike other Bangladeshi traditions, such as Gabe Thora, where the groom's party must pay an exorbitant gate fee before being allowed entry into the wedding hall, or Juta Churi, where the groom's shoes are hijacked or snatched from his feet by any means necessary, it can be pretty gruesome, and returned only after they are paid for again, and it's usually much higher than what you paid at the store. Rismat's a bit more gentle and a lot more romantic. In old Bengali culture, many grooms and brides never met each other before the day of their wedding, so this was the moment that the groom saw his bride for the first time, and vice versa. So during the ceremony, a bright piece of fabric, usually the bride's veil, is put over the groom and bride's head, and then there's a mirror that's placed between them. So now that they're finally underneath the canopy of color, excitement, apprehension, finally alone, but not really, because it's a Bangladeshi tradition and there's an audience waiting right outside the veil, they are asked to look in the mirror and witness each other's faces for the first time. So since historically this was the first time you saw each other, this was a much awaited moment. So this is when the spotlight's on the groom, something that Gabe will never have trouble with, where the groom is asked to say what he sees in the mirror. And usually, the groom says something along the lines of the bride's beauty, but you can be deeper than that. So Gabe has a history of writing poetry and using expressions for every person and experience that is meaningful to him and close to his heart. So he is a gold mine of thoughtful gazes, meaningful expressions and gestures. So he would have had no trouble with this. He's actually even gone and created a recipe to make a shefa. He did that on her birthday. So I'm very excited to hear what you would say when you looked in the mirror for the first time. So let us not forget, however, that you're not the only one who's getting married today, Gabe. Shefa's marrying you too. So she should be put on the spot as well to say what she sees. So with that, I hope that you have many, many wonderful and happy years together. So where you can say a lot more than how beautiful you look. Talk about deeper things too. So I'm very happy to share this tradition with you.
I would like to now invite, take off the name. Thank you, Raya. Thank you. I'd like to invite Shefa's parents, Shoaib and Aisha, to join us on the stage to say a few words. Oh.
You can have them come up.
Okay. Okay, I believe I went out of order. I apologize. First, Raya, will you bring up the garland and the sweet drink? Or no, who is it now?
Larry.
Okay, okay. Shavnil and Richard, please come up. Thank you. Where's the garland? Oh boy, I don't know. Where are the garlands? I thought Raya was doing more of this. Yeah. Should I invite up Beth Summers and your aunt? Okay, fine. Just to mention that the exchange of flower garlands is an ancient tradition that symbolizes the couple's acceptance of each other. And the sweet Bengali drink called sharbat symbolizes the sweetness of marriage. And now Shoaib and Aisha, please come up.
How are you doing?
Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Today, as parents, Aisha and I are happy and thankful that you all joined us here to celebrate our daughter Shefa's marriage to Gabriel. I still remember that day when I was waiting anxiously in Dhaka Medical Hospital without any idea how it would feel like to be a father. When Aisha's friend came to me and placed a tiny bundle in my hands and said, "Here is your baby daughter." As I looked at my tiny daughter, I realized that she was the most precious thing I have ever held in my hands. I knew then that I would do my best for her as long as I live. The time has flown past, and that little girl is now here about to start her own family life. Aisha and I met in Dhaka in 1985. Back then we were young professionals, and then afterwards we came to USA to pursue our further education and training. Then we started working as professionals in this country. And in the meantime, little Shefa was growing as an inquisitive little girl. Shefa, at the age of 3.5, already used to talk fluently Bengali and English. Sometimes I used to take her to accompany to the shops or laundromat. She talked with everyone. When people asked her name, she would proudly announce Shagufta Shefa Sikdar, which was her full name. When people asked her age, she used to say 3.5 Bangla Shade Teen. It means she translated it in Bengali version too. And from young age, Shefa was brave and courageous. She showed this when her first cousin Rana came from Bangladesh to New Jersey. Rana went to the same elementary school and with Shefa, but he was 3 years older than her. So their classes ends at the different times, so they didn't come on the way back together. But when our little Shefa heard that some kids had been teasing Rana after school, she somehow managed to walk back home with Rana and on the very next day. Then she met those kids and told them seriously, "Rana is my brother. I warn you not to bother him from now on." Since then, no one bothered Rana again. Little Shefa had a good sense of justice too. She would challenge even adults whenever she saw injustice. By this time, we have moved from New Jersey to Pikeville and then to Painesville in eastern Kentucky. She was a very competitive student and was participating in training for inter-school academic team competition. But once the competition started, the trainer, I believe at 5th grade, excluded her from the participating in that competition. Shefa right away came to me and said, "Baba, it's not fair. I'm the top student in the class." So the next day I went to school and found out the reason from the class teacher, trainer. It was because Shefa had quarreled with a boy in the academic team because that boy was put ahead of her, excluding her. That was the problem. So I then went to the principal and asked, in Kentucky education system, is there any statute to exclude a top student from participating in an inter-school competition because of a discipline issue or so? The principal answered, no, that's not it. Then Shefa was immediately taken back to the academic team, and she continued the academic competition up to end of high school, 12th grade. There are a lot of national and international academic awards she received. In parents-teachers meetings, I was told that Shefa was helpful to other students. She helped some students with homeworks. She was also talkative, but it was not a complaint. She talked to not only with her classmates, but also with the students in higher grades. Sometimes a teller in a bank or a girl at checkout store would ask me, "Are you Shefa's dad?" And I would say, "Yes." "Are you Shefa's classmate?" Usual answer is no. I'm above Shefa's grade. They would then say that everyone at a school knew Shefa, for she was a talker and she was very friendly. She effortlessly made friends with people disregarding their race and color. So that's Shefa. That's how Shefa was back then, and most of you know that she is still same. Shefa studied mostly in public schools and all through studied with merit scholarships. She completed her master's and her PhD in global health from Johns Hopkins University. She chose a profession to improve the health of women and children of developing countries. Shefa works in the public health. She worked with USAID. She was a health advisor for programs to improve the health of women and children in Bangladesh, Nepal, India, and Afghanistan. After 5 years, she joined CARE USA, the biggest NGO in the world, as a senior technical advisor in health. She helped Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh and lived in Bihar, India for 2 years. She helped Bihar government to set up a program for hospitals to treat domestic violence for survivors. Now Shefa supports CARE's program in Afghanistan for humanitarian response, for COVID response in Tanzania, and for health programs in Nepal. Now I want to talk a little bit about Gabriel. I see that he has similar interest as Shefa. His work is to serve people directly. He's the event coordinator for residents at senior homes. He works for the improvement of their daily physical and mental enjoyment and satisfaction. Besides, he writes poetry. I know that those who write poetry and recites them are creative and passionate in their hearts and minds. Gabriel and Shefa met here in this country, great country we now call home. It's a country made up of immigrants from all over the world. They are a mix of professionals, skilled and unskilled workers. That's why the USA is called also a melting pot. It keeps us all together. Everyone contributes to America their knowledge and skill and labor. That's how the US stays competitive and is the superpower in industrial and scientific development. It is difficult for me as a father to let my little daughter Shefa go, but the knowledge that she is going to be with Gabriel, a loving, kind, and caring person, makes it easier for me to bear. Marriage is a respectful and beautiful relationship between two people. Undoubtedly, both Gabriel and Shefa have chosen the right spouse for each other. They will experience ups and downs through their journey ahead, and it is normal. However, being together and being patient to each other would help them navigate those difficult patches. God bless this young couple with happiness all through their lives, and God bless this great country, United States of America. Thank you.
I think I have maybe 60 seconds or 59 seconds left, the time that was allotted by Shefa. I guess you guys get a sense that the Asian family is all about their children. And I'm sorry you have to listen to Shefa's biodata. Dad is so proud. Dad is so proud. And if Shefa has achieved anything in this world, if she has made anybody's life a little better, it wasn't because of me at all. I was never home for my children. And it's because of Shefa's dad that she's where she is today. So dear friends, Assalamu alaikum, good evening. Thank you for saying Shagotom, Larry. We love your MC, thank you. And Shalom, everyone. Today is a glorious day in our lives. Today, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has showered his blessings on us into the marriage of Shefa and Gabriel. May this lovely couple stay healthy, safe, and happy. And we are very grateful to you, our guests, who are patiently waiting to the outpouring of our emotions. And let me tell you something. In this year, it's amazing to be in a county that has 98% vaccination. I come from Kentucky. And we are still struggling at 50%. As soon as I walked into Montgomery County, I felt like, oh my God, as a pulmonologist, I'm breathing better. And it's been amazing that 100% of you have been vaccinated. We have just witnessed a modern medical miracle, the COVID vaccine, and you guys have embraced it. And those of us who are in the forefront, we are blanketed with that protection from you. And thank you for following all the guidelines. I'm sorry you had to listen to it so many times, but I'm so sorry. My daughter is an epidemiologist. And thank you, my family, for being here. I don't know what to say. I hope I don't break up. My sister Marina, who is battling tremendous obstacles herself, tremendous neurosurgery, is here today. We are so proud of you. And she's been a part of Shefa, because at 3.5-year-old, when I started my residency, that was the first pandemic. Do you remember the HIV/AIDS pandemic? That's when I started my residency. And because of my sister, Marina, my sister-in-law, Shefa, who's here today, Shefa has become a whole woman. My brother, Yahya, who's my friend, my best friend, actually. You just heard him. My brother, Mashuk, all the way from Florida, his family. And my aunt, Rabea Khala. Thank you. When Amma was on the screen, she looked a splitting image of you. Thank you for being here today. And we are all above 60. And we are all battling some medical problems ourselves. So our aunt, thank you. My nieces and nephews, my awesome nieces and nephews, you saw a few of them here today. Challenging professions, and I'm not going to go through your names because I'm crossing my time. Thank you for being here. All of you in such difficult professions yourself. My cousins, Shirin and Mokles, thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing my sister here today. My cousin Nafisa, you'll see more of her. Shefa is going to play a famous Tagore poem on unending love, which will be recited by a professional poet and artist who's Shoaib's oldest brother's oldest daughter. You will probably see her on screen, or at least hear her. Her own sister, Shopnil, and Richard, you saw on the stage. They are here today, all the way from West Coast, with their son Ilhan. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Zakaria, Luna, and Zaif, for being here. Our friends that Shefa grew up with, I won't say your names. Thank you for being here. Your travels and support means so much to us. Everyone who meant so much to Shefa, Krishna auntie, Kajol auntie, Kochi auntie, and all the aunties that you are here, Lipi auntie. Shefa has journeyed and crisscrossed the globe, working with impoverished women at an early age. But she has accumulated tremendous mentors and friends. I saw Mihira here today. Thank you for being Shefa's mentor. Thank you for replacing me when she was in USAID. She talked about you every day. I don't know all of you by name, but most of you are in a profession of incredible dedication. You are heroes every day. When somebody gets sick, we take care of them. But you prevent that sickness from happening. I want to congratulate you, my humble gratitude towards you. And I know that some of you folks are working on projects of staggering complexity. The Afghanistan project that Shefa finished the week before her wedding or as her wedding was going on. I can't imagine without the governmental support that you guys still achieved that accomplishment. Thank you so much, Shefa, for helping our part of the world, because you are so American and we are not. Thank you so much for being the bridge. And my friend Rafiq Alam, thank you for being here today. Rafiq is our community advisor. He's our go-to person, and he is an incredible intensivist himself. Thank you for being here with your beautiful family and blessing this marriage. Thank you so much, Rafiq. And it's been so easy to raise Shefa because she has taught me and Shoaib more than we have taught her. And I don't want to talk anymore about her because Shoaib has already told you enough. Gabriel, very patient and understanding. You are an amazing personality yourself with your work. We love you, Baba. We just absolutely embrace you as another son. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. And your beautiful family, your incredible family. I know Fred and Pam are going to come up here, but Phyllis, I can't get over you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Phyllis, for ornamenting this beautiful occasion. And just remember one word of advice from parents, that we have stayed together because we learned how to say yes. But that's all you say the rest of your life to each other. I think I went to a wedding that the oldest people in the room got up and said, "We said yes the longest." So beloved family and friend, from this joyous moment on, I'm going to give you one responsibility. Please pray for my daughter. Please pray for her happiness. Please pray that her life is easy. And please pray that she can give what would make Gabriel happy. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you, Shoaib and Aisha. I think I have a very clear picture of where this wonderful young woman came from. Your family, your friends, but your parents. And Aisha, don't sell yourself short. You're a big part of this wonderful person up here. So we all thank you. And now I'd like to invite Gabe's parents, Fred and Pam, to please come up and speak.
Thank you, Larry. And I just want to start also by thanking all those of my friends and family who've come from near and far. Just mentioning in particular Jim and Barb, who came from North Carolina. My friend Paul, who I met in 5th grade, was when I went to a new school, and he was really the first person in that class. The first day I was there, they didn't have a chair for me, so they put me right in the front of the room with all these stranger kids staring at me. And I think he was the first person to invite me over to his house. What I want to really do is just keep this short and simple. Gabe and Shefa, I think of a chemical bond when I see the two of you standing or sitting close together, nearly always touching. That bond derives not only from your relationship with each other, but from your connection with family, friends, the community represented here, and the people you have touched through your work and through play. I am not a spiritual person, but somehow I feel inadequate in thanking Intel chips and algorithms, as well as coincidence and good timing that allowed your very separate worlds to meet and fuse, bringing us together today. I am excited that our newly extended family now reaches across the globe, from Bangladesh to India to Japan to El Salvador, and in the US to Kentucky, Michigan, Maryland, New York, California, and I'm sure many other states. Further back, I think about my grandparents who immigrated from Poland, Romania, and Germany. At this moment, I am surrounded by family and friends gathered here and across cyberspace of highly accomplished people who are the models for the biblical quote from Micah, to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly. I learned from one of Shefa's cousins that her grandmother, the matriarch, told everyone that what is most important is how you enter and how you leave a room. Getting back to Gabe and Shefa, one of my favorite authors, Wallace Stegner, wrote, "It is something, it can be everything, to have found a fellow bird with whom you can sit among the rafters while the drinking and boasting and reciting and fighting go on below. A fellow bird whom you can look after and find bugs and seeds for, one who will patch your bruises and straighten your ruffled feathers and mourn over your hurts when you accidentally fly into something you can't handle." I'm very happy to be here with all of you. Thank you.
Okay, so my talk is called Silver Linings Playbook. I have always been a firm believer in silver linings, the good things that grow out of the bad. Over the past 10 years or so, that belief has carried me and close friends and family through times that initially seemed hopeless, terrifying, and impossible to navigate. But the silver just came seeping through the darkness. Some examples. My mom, Phyllis, left a difficult marriage and sunk into a depression. But when she agreed to study to become a bat mitzvah at the age of 83, I knew that the requirements of this Jewish ritual, chanting from the Torah scroll, delivering a speech, and especially doing community service, would give her a sense of purpose. And look at her now, 92 and still growing strong. Another example, when I was diagnosed with endometrial cancer 8.5 years ago, it came as a shock. Harsh treatments, hair loss, fear, and uncertainty. I was fortunate enough to have amazing support and guidance, but as soon as I had gotten my strength back, I felt a calling to take others to their treatments, to sit with them as their doctors delivered diagnoses, to organize meals and rides. This silver lining continues to this day. The final and most compelling example of all is the way in which the plague of COVID-19 has created a myriad of silver linings. I got to spend every day with my darling husband, who started a farm in our backyard. My son Greg lost his job as a cook, but moved to a new city, went to work for Amazon, and met his soulmate Jackie. But the shiniest silver lining of all came when my son Gabe happened to connect with Shefa. I truly believe that the isolation and intensity of life during COVID made their love develop quickly in an almost magical way. Long talks and eventually in-person hikes, savoring the glories of the natural world, creating rituals and adventures, getting to know one another deeply and without distraction, these were all blessings that occurred in the midst of a world turned upside down. And the fact that so many of us are together today, despite the masks and tests and quarantines, is a testament to how glorious, shiny things can bloom when love reigns supreme. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam and Fred. My wife and I, Amy, have known Pam and Fred for a long time. And we were just talking the other day about them. And we're hard-pressed to come up with another couple that is more in love with each other and such incredibly high-quality people. And I don't use that as hyperbole. Thank you. Gabe, it's no surprise where you came from. Greg, you as well. And Shefa, you guys are, both of you, moving into wonderful, wonderful families. Congratulations. And now we will have a recording of a Bengali poem recited by Shefa's cousin, Dilshat Puli Jahan. And would Shefa's aunt, Nafisa Halim, please come up to provide us with the English translation afterwards. Thank you.
তোমারই যেন ভালোবাসি আছি শতরূপে শতবার, জনমে জনমে যুগে যুগে অনিবার। চিরকাল ধরে মুগ্ধ হৃদয় গাঁথে আছে গীতহার, কত রূপ ধরে পড়েছ গলায়, নিয়েছ সে উপহার। জনমে জনমে যুগে যুগে অনিবার। যত শুনি সেই অতীত কাহিনী, প্রাচীন প্রেমের ব্যথা, অতি পুরাতন বিরহ মিলন কথা। অসীম অতীতে চাহিতে চাহিতে দেখা দেয় অবশেষে কালের তিমির রজনী ভেদিয়া তোমারই মূরতি এসে। চিরস্মৃতিময়ী ধ্রুব তারকার বেশে আমরা দুজনে ভাসিয়া এসেছি যুগল প্রেমের স্রোতে, অনাদিকালের হৃদয়ে উৎস হতে। আমরা দুজনে করিয়াছি খেলা কোটি প্রেমিকের মাঝে, বিরহ বিধুর নয়ন সলিলে মিলন মধুর লাজে। পুরাতন প্রেম নিত্য নূতন সাজে, আজি সেই চিরদিবসের প্রেম অবসান লোভিয়াছে। রাশি রাশি হয়ে তোমার পায়ের কাছে, নিখিলের সুখ নিখিলের দুঃখ নিখিল প্রাণীর প্রীতি। একটি প্রেমের মাঝারে মিশেছে সকল প্রেমের স্মৃতি, সকল কালের সকল কবির গীতি। তোমারই যেন ভালোবাসি আছি শতরূপে শতবার, জনমে জনমে যুগে যুগে অনিবার।
Hello, everyone. Here is the translated version of Ananta Prem, Everlasting Love. It is as if I've loved only you in 100 different forms again and again through this cycle of birth down the ages without fail. My captivated soul has forever spun words into garlands of song. In many a form you have worn them, happily accepting my gift of love through this cycle of birth down the ages without fail. The more I hear that long-lost story and the pangs of that ancient love, of a tale of love lost and found, From distant memory comes a vision. Across the dark of night, at last I see your face, eternally bright, a constant guiding star in midst of life. We have swam together, you and I, in the stream of love, from its source in the heart of times long gone by. We have played with delight with a million other lovers, bathed in tears of happiness and pain, bashful in the grasp of togetherness, a timeless bond in ever-changing form. That undying flame of love today finds its place in glorious abandon at your feet. Universal joy and universal sorrow, the devotion within the universal soul, have all come to bear fruit in this one love of ours, imbued with the memory of all who have loved before. One hears it in the songs sung by the poets down the ages. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now, would the wedding party please return to the stage? When a couple marries, they exchange wedding vows. And Gabe and Shefa, you are about to make your promises to each other. You'll find that as you live by these vows over the years, investing your time, your love and commitment to each other, the challenges that life brings your way will make your marriage even stronger. And the happy times of your life will be twice as joyous because you'll share those joys in marriage. Now, Gabe and Shefa have prepared their own vows, and I'm going to step aside. And Shefa, will you please go first?
Today we stand together in honor of our love. I feel like a weary traveler who has come home. I've spent decades pursuing dreams I was destined for. My biggest dream led me to you, to find my life partner. You are a kind soul, brimming with capability and affection, who creates magic and beauty. On June 5th, 2020, the first day we met, you wrote an epic love poem. A year later, that poem linked our beginning with our future. The Persian poet Rumi wrote words of love that remind me of you. The very center of your heart is where life begins, the most beautiful place on earth. Love is the bridge between you and everything. Gabe, you embody love with everything you do. You've built your life around serving others, lifting them up, and bringing as much joy as possible. You are a bridge between generations. Through your gifts of creativity and compassion, you help seniors forget their limitations and live in the moment. You share your knack for poetry, helping older adults preserve treasured memories. As Rumi said, you are the universe in ecstatic motion. Nothing brings you more happiness than brightening someone's day. You find the time to be kind to everybody. As a team captain, I've seen you always celebrate people, regardless of whether they win or lose. I've learned the beauty of your heart and the depth of your capability. You are a force of nature with superpowers of empathy, patience, and creativity. I've never met someone who matches me in their optimism and silliness, always has a solution, and is eternally grateful for all that we have. You cherish every moment with affection, knowing that nothing is guaranteed. You help me be less stressed and more kind. I'm a better person each moment I spend with you. We stand here today on a foundation built by our matriarchs and our grandparents, supported by our devoted parents. In your tenderness, I see the love of your grandmothers. In your humor, I see the cheerfulness of your parents. And in your conviction, I see the dedication of your aunts and uncles who've seen you through life's joys and sorrows. Gabriel Ray Pinkney, in the presence of our family and friends, I vow to stand with you and comfort you in times of celebration and mourning. I vow to cherish you with the tenderness and the dedication you deserve. I vow to be your fearless partner in all the hopes and dreams we have for the future. I vow to create with you a sacred foundation. Together, may we provide solace through the storms of life. May we bring as much joy as possible to each other and those around us. With you, I vow to create moments of magic every day. May we honor the dedication of our family and our loved ones. May we multiply each other's superpowers to help others. I will end with these words from Rumi. If light is in your heart, you will find your way home. With you, I've come home.
Thank you. It's beautiful. My poetry often involves words of affirmation. Our very first date provided the best inspiration. I fell in love with you, Chef, on that 5th day of June. With you, I feel so in touch and so in tune. Our connection feels so surreal and poetic, empowering, enjoyable, extremely energetic. From the poem I used to propose to you then, to today's words I'll share in front of family and friends. So today, the 6th of November, both now and forever, we excitedly embark on life's greatest endeavor. Here are my vows for you as we stand together. An honor to share this wonderful adventure. I promise to trust you, to be thoughtful and fair, to maintain a balanced dynamic where we both can share. I vow to be patient, to try to understand, to be spontaneous, and to also create plans. I promise to support you in your career, to cheer for you, uplift you year after year. I promise to help you. You're a giver to so many, so enchanting and inspiring, genuinely friendly. I promise to communicate, to be clear and direct, problem solve and weigh options as our lives intersect. Careful time set aside to make each choice. Two great minds come together as one voice. I promise to be silly, to be lighthearted and play. Good humor should always be part of our day. I'll always do my best to make you smile. Everywhere we are, even the grocery aisle. Know that I'm not just always with you, our families and friends, the entire crew. Our union involves each one of them too. I'm with each of you through and through. When storms come and darken the clouds, I'll dig deep, persevere, share kind words aloud. Give comfort to you in sickness and health. Compassion and care is the best kind of wealth. Excited to dream, to plan, enjoy life to the fullest, the best that we can. One day we will grow from 2 to 3. Add another branch on our family tree. When the greatest When the greatest dream I've ever had comes to reality, will be Mom and Dad. I'll do all I can to raise our kid right. With you by my side, it will be a delight. Know that each and every day matters. Fuel up and enjoy delicious food platters. I know that with you, I'll always be okay. As they say in Bengali, tika che. I promise to adventure, to explore different lands, to walk with you side by side, hand in hand, to appreciate our roots and plant new seeds, to help out the needy, to do good deeds. I promise to capture wonderful times, journal entries, pictures, compelling rhymes. Include day-to-day stuff, not just milestones, what we've discovered and what we've been shown. It takes two halves to make one feel whole. I promise to love you with body, mind, and soul. Please know that I felt this all along. With you, I'm complete, fulfilled, and strong. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Together, we can have it all. So for this and so many reasons, Shefa, I will love you in all seasons.
Shefa and Gabe have carefully selected their wedding rings, and they will now present them to each other. And I would like to ask Gabe's best man, Seneca Wood, to please come up and bring us the rings. That was awfully fast. I didn't know you were right there.
Ready.
I was looking out in the audience and...
Got your back.
Shefa, please repeat after me. Gabe, I wear this ring as a symbol of my devotion to you.
Gabe, I wear this ring as a symbol of my devotion to you.
This ring will serve as a joyful reminder of our loving union.
This ring will serve as a joyful reminder of our loving union.
Gabe, please repeat after me. Shefa, I wear this ring as a symbol of my devotion to you.
Shefa, I wear this ring as a symbol of my devotion to you.
This ring will serve as a joyful reminder of our loving union.
This ring will serve as a joyful reminder of our loving union.
Now I'm going to just briefly describe one last tradition, and that is the breaking of the glass. That's the sort of the final element of this celebration. It's a tradition that symbolizes the destruction of an old life and the beginning of a new life. And while the groom is usually the one to do this gesture, Gabe and Shefa have each decided to each break a glass. And so I'd like to request that Gabe's uncle and aunt, Henry and Shelley Pinkney, please come up and present the glasses to Gabe and Shefa to close the ceremony.
careful. I'm not sure that shoe is going to break this.
Okay.
Don't try too hard.
Shefa and Gabe, may you always be each other's best friend and greatest love, and you may now seal your union with a kiss.
Ready? Count to 3?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3.
Take it. Mazel tov.